Basement family, cheers and welcome to True or False with All G's React. Now, my name is Bruce Lively, representing Team Box Cutter, and representing the All G's React channel, we have Josh Suggs. Say what's up, brother.
What is up, family? Y'all know what time it is. You know what's about to happen.
Yeah, I'm about to win. That's what they know. So the way this works is one of us picks a true or false statement, grounded in hip-hop. For instance, Blueface is the worst rapper of the past 20 years. True or false? And then we debate it. Right? But today, people, you guys may have seen on the basement debates with my other partner, us talk about Jay-Z, we both agreed today we have something a little different with the same subject. True or false? Jay-Z betrayed Colin Kaepernick for NFL dollars. With that being said, people, Lego. Mr. Suggs, Mr. All G's React channel, the #1 Big G who reacts to hip hop. How you been, brother?
Right here, baby. Right here.
How you been? You all right?
In the flesh.
How's your teeth doing, man?
I still got issues with one, but like I said, man, my cheeks ain't swollen no more, so now I can get up here and talk, you know. I tried doing a couple vids with them swollen, I was biting the inside of them. It was just a hassle.
I know that pain, brother. I know that pain. Listen, just a quick recap to the viewers. You guys may have seen, or if you look down there below, you'll see that the Basement Debates did a show on Jay-Z, whether or not he's selling out the community, and both D-Boy Slim and I agreed that indeed he is not. Today we have to have the debate with someone who disagrees. It's only right to put both sides out there. So now since they've seen my...
Yeah, it has to happen.
Yeah, you gotta have it. You gotta have it. So true or false, my friend, I'll let you go first since everybody knows what I've done. True or false, Jay-Z betrayed Colin Kaepernick for NFL dollars. Go.
Man, all right. I'm actually going to pull a little bit of a twist on this one.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Here we go. You guys see, so you guys are now my witness, right? Every time he knows he's about to lose, he switches it up. Is it true or false?
What I'm gonna do is, because we really need to go a little bit further back and look at some things. And with that, I really want to say is, I really think a lot of people are looking at this the wrong way in general. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because you got two sides to this, where you got the Colin Kaepernick riders, you got the Jay-Z riders, and it's just kind of like this little clash to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna say Jay-Z was never about Colin Kaepernick's protest in the first place.
Damn! Oh. Well then,
he was never about it.
So he didn't.
So I think the betrayal part comes within us, because we have those people believing that all things NFL now have to, us people who support Colin believe all things NFL got to go through Colin Kaepernick for some reason, which they don't. And then you have these people over here on the Jay-Z side who are like, well, Jay has made moves similar like this in the past. So to me, I'm going to be completely real with you. I believe Jay-Z piggybacked off of Colin Kaepernick's protest to give himself a better look within the black community. But I believe this deal that he was working on was already in the works before Colin even decided to take a knee.
Why do you believe that?
I think that, well, because there was already let's take the Super Bowl situation for instance. They wanted Jay and Beyonce in that Super Bowl. Right? So then the official report was they wanted both of them to perform. They couldn't afford them.
Right.
It wasn't going to be like just Beyonce performing or just Jay performing. They wanted them as a team. They couldn't afford them. So then you get this is like trickled down hearsay about how Jay was saying he was supporting Colin Kaepernick, and then it got tied to the fact of that's why he didn't do the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You know how people will get an assumption about you without you really having to say anything?
Right.
That's how I looked at that situation with Jay and with Colin. It was people were so of need to try to connect Jay to this movement, like we always try to connect people to movements. You can look at it with the Black Lives Matter situation. People hated the fact that Oprah or Jordan wasn't supporting or donating to the cause. They always are trying to connect people and put people in movements when these people probably don't even care.
Oh,
my
God. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's your final statement, huh? That's your statement is, not only did he betray Colin Kaepernick, he never cared about the movement in the first place. That's what you're saying?
It's fake love. It was fake. It was an opportunity for Jay to piggyback off of a social movement, because they love giving these entertainers this culture capital that they love giving them, that they like to trade off, and he was never really about it. He never was. You hear when Travis Scott was going to do the Super Bowl that Jay-Z spoke to him about not doing the Super Bowl because of this reason, and then you turn around right after the Super Bowl is done, and then the statement comes out that Jay-Z never said that about that. He was just saying it about this, like it was never about the movement.
So in other words, you believe everything else that everybody else says about Jay-Z except what Jay-Z says that he said. I feel you. It's common bias. I'm
saying that when the statement is this and it's tied to this, and then when that is over and then the statement comes out from Jay-Z that it was never about that, it was about this, it seems like to me you allow things to sit and stew to your favoritism.
Yes, he does, because he's a smart person. Hold on. Let me stop. Let me stop you here, man. Because you're out of bounds and you're talking crazy and you're talking with conjecture. I have no facts. The best thing and the most honest thing that you've said so far that everybody who thinks that way believes is, you don't like somebody for some reason, you get a feeling. That's it. That is it. It's a common trope with us black people especially. We have a big stigma that whenever somebody else is so successful and has so much money, enormous amounts of money, that person must have sold out to get it. They must have sold their soul. They have to be a part of this or that. They're chopping goat's blood and putting it on the altar. Or they don't really care about you because now they're too rich. And when he was poor, he was only talking about drugs. They hated him then. The funny thing is, we have no problem looking at Mr. Thug Life ambassador Tupac like he actually did something for the community, which he didn't. And the other person who's actually brought money to Brooklyn in the form of a basketball team, the other person who's actually helped somebody not get deported in the form of 21 Savage, who called his lawyers and paid for his fees, to ensure that this guy could stay here. The only person who actually was out talking to leaders with money, putting his money up to make sure that Meek Mill's campaign of prison reform was done and finished, is the person that we always seem to find a problem with. The same person who now, after all of those things that he's just done, has the first black athletic management company. So you can't betray Colin Kaepernick because you are the first black management company that has such a big name that you get to talk to the NFL and actually do something groundbreaking. Tell me this, would you guys rather a white company have done it? Is that what you're waiting for? Or would you rather another company be the person to decide the liaisonship, the musicianship, the outreach to the black community? Would you rather that be another company? Because any black company that does it is going to be under your rules seen as a betrayal or someone who doesn't care. You have no proof that he doesn't care about this movement. Everything I just told you shows you that he's been putting his money where his mouth is for this community for over 20 years. And we still have a problem with it because he's rich. And I'm not done. You got to speak for a long time. I'm about to go in. Wait 1 second. Y'all gonna get this work. Y'all gonna get this work. Now, when a person of color actually manages athletes of color and goes to the most racist group of people known as NFL owners and gets a seat at the table, you want him to bring somebody who's not even in the NFL now anymore, who already had a settlement, whose beef is done, to raise his fist and hold hands so you can have him on top of your birthday cake so the aesthetic looks good. Colin Kaepernick has nothing to do with the deal that Jay-Z's doing. What Jay-Z is doing is providing a seat at the table that no other black companies have been able to get to, which is what causes the racism in the first place. And so now, with someone like him there, being the liaison to the culture, you are less likely to have a Kaepernick again. And any picture that he takes with Kaepernick, or he gives him a janitor's job at his work, it doesn't change that. Kaepernick has no management experience. He has no music experience. He has no entertainment experience. There's nothing he can do for this deal. You just want someone to say his name and you feel better. And that's why black folks in the place they are now. Because as soon as somebody says the word black, you believe that it has to be good without actually looking at the things that they're doing. What this guy is actually doing is being the first black big management company to deal with the liaisonship to our culture, which we never had, and we don't think that we've won. I'm finished. True or false?
So,
false.
You're saying that because he's getting this position, that this is going to be an embetterment for the black community because of what he's done with because of what he's done with the Brooklyn Nets, which, if you get into what's going on in Brooklyn, that's shipped out more black people and shut down more black small businesses than anything else, because he helped 21 Savage. Well, that's an industry trope. Meek Mills is an industry trope. And you know what? In fact, let me say this real quick. Because we sit here and give Jay this cultural capital for helping those in the industry and so forth and so on. But when Kanye was up there at Donald Trump saying he likes Donald Trump's energy, everybody was killing Kanye. Right. But then his wife jumps up there and starts talking about prison reform. Yeah. And she's actually getting more black people like us released from prison versus another industry trope who's just You ain't never even
What
going to
does
be
that
around
have to
them.
do with Kanye?
It has to do with the fact that people want to like and kill who they want to like and kill.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So what I'm saying is, what you're saying about Jay-Z, first off, we don't know anything about the deal. That we don't know nothing about it. So we'll put that out there, because I don't want people thinking that we know what's in the deal or anything like that. Nobody know what's in. Nobody will know what's in that deal. What was said
in the press conference today, and the rules and that was set out was basically there's entertainment and outreach of the NFL. The reason why the NFL wants to outreach to our community is because they've done such a poor job at it before. Now, anybody who comes to the table with a deal to help the outreach of the NFL because they've had a poor job of it before, if they don't carry Kaepernick on a leash around like a dog that you can see and say his name, even though he has nothing to do with entertainment or outreach, he has nothing to do with the companies involved. Only thing that you can say is you didn't see him there. What, you want him standing in the background?
Have anything to do with outreach.
Well, you want him to stand up in the background and salute? That's what you want Colin Kaepernick there for?
You can't say that he doesn't have anything to do with outreach, because he has your Know Your Rights program. He's donating his money to help the communities. You can't say that. You definitely can't say that. So you can say he don't got nothing to do with
outreach. He has those things going on, and like a good citizen, that's community outreach. We're talking about the business of the NFL.
But why are we hoping for something that we don't know is going to benefit us?
My man, why don't you think it will benefit us when that's the job that he's been given? His job is to help liaison the relationship between the NFL and black people. Where else do you want him to start?
Was he given? But okay, now answer this. Why was he given that job?
He wasn't given the job. He earned the job. Because he has the #1 management company of the same black athletes that he's been running for 10 years and making them millions. That's why he earned the job.
So he earned the job to handle.
He went there to do a deal. It's not a job. That's not his boss. He's there with a deal as an owner of a management company that happens to be black. He said to the NFL, hey, you have a problem with your black entertainment. You have a problem with the way you talk. You have a problem with the way you dress. I can help you with that. That's the start. Where else do you want him to go?
He has a partnership. He has a partnership to handle the entertainment for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And there is a social justice package involved with this deal.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you're telling me the same Super Bowl we have seen rappers, pop stars, singers, R&B artists do these Super Bowls,
yeah,
right?
The same one whose wife went on there with the Black Panther get up and outfit and raised her fist in solidarity with Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, him. That's the one we're talking about. You're correct.
Okay, so he has that, and then we have a social justice package, which we don't know what that involves.
That's all we can say. The mere fact that you just said that, and you still believe, you have no idea what it involves.
But that's what I'm saying. It goes both ways.
But you're sure that he doesn't care.
It goes both ways.
Why?
We don't know what's in it. You want to believe that it's good? That's fine.
That's why I brought up the other track record. That's why I brought up the other track
and that's record. And that's exactly why I talked about that track record. Those people losing their homes. Those black jobs being taken out of that gentrified area. Therefore in Brooklyn. So
no. Your numbers are wrong. I completely disagree with that.
Okay.
There's been more black people working good jobs there, and there's been more industry built up in that community owned by black people since that Barclays Center got there. You ever been to the 4040 Club? It's all black in there.
My research in the past 2 days proves that to be different.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. We can agree to disagree. I say that if Jay-Z betrayed Colin Kaepernick for NFL dollars is false. What he's doing is fulfilling Kaepernick's dream of having a black person finally at the table, finally that can say, hey, you shouldn't do this. Hey, stop blackballing people. And without someone to make a start, without someone, anybody who starts this is gonna be killed for it. And what we do is we sacrifice our own and for the sake of whatever it is we think that this should be, to try to get everything at once. Unfortunately, if he was holding Kaepernick's hand while sitting at the table, he wouldn't have got the deal, and we wouldn't have a black management company dealing with the liaison to our people. It'd be another white company that believes the same things that Goodell believes. And so, which one would you rather? That's my end of wrap up.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this question, then I'll wrap up real quick. So you're saying that he had to separate. So you're saying, you just said that since he didn't have Colin Kaepernick with him, that's one of the reasons why he got the deal. So you're saying he had to separate himself from Colin Kaepernick for therefore being
you're putting
part
that
of that.
in my mouth. No, what I said was, if he had showed up there holding Kaepernick's hand, because Kaepernick has absolutely nothing to do with what he's there. His management company does not manage Kaepernick. The deal that he's talking about, he showed up there with lawyers. He showed up there with paperwork, and they talked money. This is how real business gets done, and this is how you get into the table. It's not about bringing a prop with you. If you bring a prop with you that has nothing to do with the business, yeah, they're not going to take you seriously. They already paid Kaepernick. He already won the lawsuit. That's already been litigated. There's nothing more Jay-Z can do for you except use you as a prop. That's the only thing he could have done for Kaepernick, was use him as a prop. That's it.
I'm simply saying that there's a social justice package. Like I said, again, let's reiterate, we don't know what's in it, because we got to say that. I don't want people thinking we know what's in this package, because we don't. So we have to say that. But you're saying that a person who was there for has led social justice
What would
and
you
has ran these.
Yeah.
And has ran these.
So you're saying
it's not all I'm asking is,
you want me to say that he had to separate himself from him? Yeah, just like he has to separate himself from me and you. He's not going to bring me or you there because we're irrelevant to the business that he's trying to get done. He's talking about the entertainment business.
You're absolutely right, because I have never had any social justice programs, unlike someone else. I have never done any. I've donated to charity, but I've never donated on a level of which
Tell
is
me,
on
what would
outside
Kaepernick's
this.
job be?
Outside of this,
so what I'm
we don't know what's
is,
in it. All I'm saying is, you saying that it's separated. He had to separate himself. That's fine. I'm not saying that you're even wrong on that. I just want that to be reiterated for the listeners to be able to hear that. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up because this video is getting kind of long.
Yeah.
We're very, very, very keen on, because we have somebody who looks like us. Like you said earlier, it's about the way it looks. So we know the bias
matters.
The bias always is going to exist within it, whether it's a person we like, whether it's a person that we don't like, so forth and so on. That's always going to be there. I'm one of those people that number one thing I can definitely say about us, our culture, is we really don't learn from history all that well. So I'm going to leave it like this. Okay. We have had many people who look like us turn on us.
And so that's what you're waiting on, huh?
And we've had people who look like us help us.
Okay.
Number one thing that we need to stop doing is looking at some of these people as going to be our next saviors, our next whatever, because number one, everyone knows who knows anything about what happened with the NFL. The NFL is that social justice package, to me, it was just said in that meeting because they know they lost a lot of money when black people decided to start keeping their money to themselves.
Isn't that why we did it? Why can't we ever win? Why can't we win?
Now, hold on, before we do, Lee, I want to say, to give you your win, the thing needs to be, we need a person, which is very difficult to do in the industry, and I'm saying that, and I know people want to say, well, it's the industry, you can't say that, you don't know that. I'm saying that to have a person who is completely open and honest and making moves for the black community, that's one of the hardest things to do. So we could get a win.
This is why I would never do it, because the minute you try to help, this is all you get for it. Nobody had anything to say when he had coke up to his knees and he was a #1 artist talking about selling drugs. He was all good then. And now that this happens, he's betraying Kaepernick. Bull crap. This is what happens when you try. And this is why
the old
most of them
generation
don't do
didn't
it.
like him. I don't think the old generation liked Jay-Z like that, because the old generation looked at people who was on drugs as a weakness.
And they still don't like him now.
So
it's a lose-lose. So now he's trying to help, and he's not helping enough. He was doing drugs, and he wasn't good enough. He got out the Hot Project, and he's not good enough. He helps 21 Savage, it's not enough. He helps Meek Mill, it's not enough. He gets invited to the White House, just like Common, he's not enough. He actually is involved with community service, it's not enough. Well,
you know what? You can leave this.
Will never
you
win.
can leave this, or you can cut this. There's a picture with about 10 to 13 black entertainers in the White House with Obama, and you tell me what got done. That's all I got to say. All right.
All right, brother. Peace.